I was about 15 years old, and my family moved here from Tehran because the rest of my family had been here since the 70s, so it seemed like a natural place for us to go. There's a funny story about how we ended up in Oklahoma, because my aunt, who has been here for nearly 40 years, went to U.S. Embassy and thought going to Oklahoma will be a great thing to do because it was in the middle of the country, and she got a map and put her finger on it and said, that's where I want to go so I can travel everywhere. So the red dirt kind of got us stuck, and now we're here in Oklahoma for generations. So that's kind of how we ended up here. And I actually ended up going to university here at OU and as an undergraduate, and moved on to Oklahoma State University and University of Kansas. Moved to Texas for a while with a job, about 6 or so years, and then moved back here as a faculty. It's been really great watching a lot of Iranian students, graduate students, have come to university that seem to have been missing for the past few years. That it's like a new wave of students come in, and it's been really interesting that I've run into them hiking, which was really cool. I hadn't seen that many, like 30 students hiking together. That was really great. So it's nice to see the students here, and then they have the support of the university and the support of our president. So this is really great, and it's a really good place to be. I started studying as a pre-med, as any Iranian parent would like to have their students go to medical school or become engineers. My parents were no different. So I started as a pre-med, and about 21 I decided I really needed to figure out the truth. I needed to figure out what I'm supposed to do in life. And so those kinds of philosophical crises at 21 led me to philosophy. And what I really aim to do is learn and figure out how to help other people. So my research and my studies have really been focused on marginalized populations in the United States. I do a lot of studying about Iranian identity. I've also done a lot of research with human trafficking victims. What I want to focus on is figure out how to make the society better for all of us. It's a really loaded question, because there is a navigating the space between being like really appreciated and respected and looked at as like being somehow a threat, and then people kind of want to treat you like, oh, they're not really prejudiced, so it just makes you like hyper visible in a way. It's like there's sometimes that sense of I don't want to be invisible, because nobody wants to be invisible, but I don't want to be hyper visible. So I think there is a kind of that experience of living in this space where you constantly have to navigate the situation of what's going on, who is giving you what kind of identity, who is making what kind of assumptions about you. It's a good experience being here, but it's also it could be sometimes challenging, as probably any other human being experience in life. But I think being a liberal in a very conservative state is also a bit challenging sometimes. I just want to wish all of you here a happy spring, because as we know, the Iranian New Year is on the first day of spring. This is something we all can celebrate and watch beautiful flowers bloom. And سال نو رو به همه شما تبریک میگم. انشالله که سال خوبی داشته باشین و شاگردا و همه بقیه آدمای توی کامیونیتی انشالله که براتون واقعا آرزوی خوشبختی دارم. I just want to wish everybody here a happy new year and happy Nowruz, and I really hope that that we see our community grow and become more engaged and more inclusive of one another and more accepting of our differences, and instead of building gaps, let's kind of fill them up and build bridges. سال نو مبارک.